Bezat Hashem Mincha tonight is going to be 7 o'clock downstairs, and the early minyan will be 6:10 in the annex. The Halacha tells us if a person has olives during the meal, he does not make a bracha on the olives. That's the custom, even though olive is a fruit. But still, he's having it in the meal. It's considered also to be a meal food, and therefore there's no bracha to be made on an olive. You don't say borei peri ha'etz if you're having it in the meal, if you're actually having it in the meal. The interesting thing about olives, there are some people that are machmir to not eat olives, at least not to eat a lot of olives on a general basis, on a regular basis. And the reason is because the Gemara says when a person has olives regularly, it causes him to forget. And a person has to be very careful to not forget his learning, to not forget his Torah. And therefore, there are people that are machmir to limit the amount of olives that they eat. Although there's a very fascinating thing. First of all, there's an opinion that say that that's when you eat olives regularly. But the olives that we have today that are put into brine and they're processed, then that's already a different story. That's one opinion. Another opinion says, which is really the Gemara, says, well, if you put olive oil with the olives, then it's okay. Then you could do it, and it's even good for you. But the third opinion is that which the Kaf Chaim writes, is a very, very practical solution. He says that if a person eats an olive without the right intention, then it could go ahead and harm his memory. But if he eats the olive and he thinks to himself the following three words, which is El, Shem Hashem, right? Elokim. But he says in his mind, he says the real Elokim, not Elokim. And then Matzpatz. Matzpatz is what's called Atbash. It's the Shem Hashem. If you switch Aleph to Taf, Bet to Shin, it's Shem Hashem, Matzpatz. So if he thinks to himself, he thinks in his head, El Elokim Matzpatz, while he's eating the olives, then it's mitakin the olives and it doesn't cause any problems and it's actually beneficial to him. So according to the Kabbalah, there's a very simple solution. The Kaf HaChaim brings this down. Ovadia loved this one because Ovadia evidently, like a lot of the Sfaradim, he was into olives and it was a solution. It's a very good solution. So a person likes to have olives. You have pizza with olives. He has everything with olives. Everything is about him. His bagels with olives. So this is a solution for him. He can go ahead and he can think that. He just has to remember those three words and think it in his head. It doesn't say it, think it in his head, and then he's yotzei yedei chovato, and he can have as many olives. Yochelu anavim v'yisba'u. Baruch Adonai.